praise be to the Most High. Yeah, we back with another one. Yep. But the verdict on came in, man. Your boy P. Diddy got 50 months, man. You know, I think that was a blessing for your boy, because I thought they was going to really cook P. Diddy, man. But, you know, he ain't getting number 50 months, man. You know, he already, I think he done did like a year and some change. So, you know, I think he'll be home in probably like 2 years, man. You know, he could breeze through that, man. You know, doing push-ups, reading his damn Bible. Continue to, you know what I'm saying, doing the right thing behind them bars, man. Dropping free game, you know what I'm saying. You know, he really should be blessed right now, man. I'm going to keep it 100, man. You know, he could do 2 years, yo. You know what I'm saying? He should be thanking God Almighty right now that that's all he got for all the shit that he did, man. You know, just the domestic violence part, you know what I mean? Just the way, you know, he did and he, you know, treated them women, man. You know, in this life, man, you know, you reap what you sow, man, you know, and that's what we got to understand, man. So that really was a blessing, yo, you know, for him to get that little 50 months. Because, man, you know, you got guys, man, that get really cooked, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, his kids, you know, they stood up for him, you know, they talked well for him. And I think that might really kind of touch the judge hard, man. But I just hope that other people that's in the music industry that got billions of dollars, that they learn the lesson that your money not bigger than God, man. You know, when God, he sit high, he look low. And you know, the Most High, he don't give a damn about you being a millionaire, billionaire. He don't give a damn if you ain't got no money. You know, when you out here and you doing things that you know you shouldn't do, you understand me, especially taking women goods. Y'all know the word I'm talking about, you know, assaulting women, you know, just doing them type of things. That's gonna come back on you, man. And you know, I'm really surprised that a lot of the stuff that P. Diddy was doing, you know, I'm old school. I really never been a P. Diddy fan. I'm from the South, so I never really been a P. Diddy fan. But you know, I remember back in the Gap when, you know, real street rappers used to clown P. Diddy about, you know, just, you know, him all in the videos dancing when he had that beef back in the day with Death Row and them Suge Knights was getting on him. But P. Diddy, man, that's why you never know who people is. All along, P. Diddy had an evil heart, man. P. Diddy was a wicked mother effer. You know what I mean? And God blessed him, man, you know. And you know, he behind the walls, he having anxiety attacks. I'm pretty sure he really depressed. He wanna get out, he wanna hit the street. But you know, the judge probably looked at it like this, man. What about his victims? You know, you gotta think sometimes, man, you could do things to people, you know, and you know, you might could go on with your life and you feel like I'm just gonna move and mosey on alone. But man, let me tell you something. Sometimes when you do things to people, man, you can really affect their life forever. You know, I was just listening to some of the testimonies about some of the things that P. Diddy did. And that's shameful for a black man to do to any woman, pissing in people's mouth. Pissing in people's mouth. I don't give a damn. Listen, you better not piss on me. I don't give a damn who. You couldn't pay me $1 million talking about pissing in my mouth. You know, just some of the things that I heard that he was doing really baffled the hell out of me once I really got into the case. Once I really started hearing a lot of things that that the dealer was doing, I was like, damn, man, you know, I was expecting for them to really get that boy the whole 11 years. I really was. Been thinking about it all day, going back and forth. I'm at work right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my real subscribers. I'm out here getting to the bag, but I had to tap in real quick, man, for my evening video. But yeah, man, that narcissistic behavior comes back on you. You know, and I guess the judge wasn't buying, you know, none of the stuff that his family members were saying, you know, and the judge kind of tricked him. You know, he was saluting Diddy about all the good things he was doing, you know, for us, him teaching the guys behind the wall, for us all, you know, the good positive things he did in the music industry, for us him giving money to the community and stuff. But the judge was not hearing, you know, the things that he did to them victims, man, the things that he did to them damn women, man. That's crazy, man. Like, just forcing somebody to suck your cock. I mean, I'm gonna keep it for real. I hate people that take stuff from women. You know, that R word. I really have a real disdain for guys that hurt kids, old people, and women. You know, I did a lot of things in my life, but hurting a child and hurting women and hurting old people, hey, I ain't rocking with that at all, man. But He lucky, bro. And you know what's so crazy? I was feeling bad for P. Diddy, man. I was feeling bad for P. Diddy because here's the truth about life, man. You know, if you truly want to change, you could change, man. You know, if you give your heart to the Most High and you allow Jesus in your life, you can change. So I don't want to be a cold-blooded person and just say, F P. Diddy, I hope he goes straight to hell, because I wouldn't be a real believer to do him like that. You know what's crazy about life? We say we love people, but true love, man, you know, is forgiveness and, you know, forgiving people that do you dirty and that do you wrong, man, you know. And sometimes that could be hard to forgive people who really cross you out. That could be real hard, man, but we got to learn to forgive people, man, but you're going to pay your consequences, man. You know, I tell people all the time, yo, some things you might not get caught in life and man might not see you, but God going to always see you, yo. He see everything. He sit high and he look low. You know, the Most High, he know every hair that's on your head and he know every leaf that falls off a tree. You know, we can't put nothing past God, man. So, you know, P. Diddy came in there today. He talked a good game. You know, he came with it the best way he could. You know, but God is the best of planners, guys, and we always got to remember that, man. You always going to get your punishment, yo. You always going to get your punishment. So me, I just learned to stay out the way. You know, I learned to stay out the way as things that I've been through from a young man to now. You know, you got to learn to pick your poison, yo, and you got to stay out there. You got to stay out the bullshit, man. So if you out there putting your hands on these women and you're taking their goodies and you just doing anything, you ain't got no business trying to pimp on people and stuff, y'all better use the dealer as an example. Because, man, when you get caught, man, you know, I don't give a damn how much money you got. That judge gonna try to cook you, especially, and I'm gonna keep it, I got to keep it all the way 100. This is a stay solid movement, especially if you a Negro. I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna keep it real. You know, these people, especially the system, they don't give a damn about how much money you got when you black. They gonna fry your ass if they can. And I really think the judge, you know, he had a little bit of compassion on P. Diddy. You know, somebody was praying for P. Diddy. You know, maybe his mama was praying, his sister was praying, you know, and the people in New York, man, y'all really bagged P. Diddy up. That shocked me, but y'all really bagged P. Diddy up, man. And you know, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. But I hope that P. Diddy, I hope P. Diddy really, truly learned the lesson, man. And I hope P. Diddy, while he behind the walls this next 2 years, he get his damn mind right, yo. I hope he really get his mind right, and you know, he pray to God, that God give him a new heart and a right spirit. Because that's what it's all about. You know, if he really sorry, he gonna change his conduct. He gonna give his life to the Lord. He gonna he gonna have a new tune in his mouth. He gonna have a new melody in his heart. And God gonna be the head of his life, man. And he gonna be thanking God right now. Even though he gotta do the little time, the little 50 months, the little 2 years, he gonna be thanking God Almighty that he still was blessed and God had favor on his life, man. So with that being said, man, y'all got to keep God first, man, and don't let the devil trick you, yo. But until the next time, knowledge is power. Stay solid is the movement. Y'all stay solid, stay blessed. Peace and shalom, and make sure God be the center of y'all life. I'm out.